Let's look at comparison operators now. Look at these two people. If I ask, is person A taller than person B? The answer will be yes. But if I ask, is person B taller than person A? The answer will be no. Comparison operators help us ask such questions in our programs. They help us compare variables, and just like in this case the answer is either a yes or a no, the output of comparison operators is either true or false. So, what are comparison operators? As the name suggests, comparison operators help in making a comparison between the two variables with which they are used. And when we compare the two, we get results. Hence, comparison operators help us make decisions in the program. This here is a list of comparison operators. In front of each operator, we have listed down their functions too. So, this is known as the equality operator. It helps us see if the value of variable A is equal to the value of variable B or not. And since the answer can either be yes or no, the result of this operation will be a Boolean value, that is, true or false. Next, we have the not equal to operator. This checks if the value of variable A is not equal to the value of variable B or not. The result will again be either true or false. It will be true if the values are not equal and false if the values are equal. So then, the result of the not equal to operator will always be opposite to the result of the equality operator. Next, we have the less than and the greater than operators. You must have used them in school. They work the same way here in coding. And at the end, we have the less than or equal to and greater than or equal to operators. They check if the value of variable A is less than or equal to the value of variable B, or if the value of variable A is greater than or equal to the value of variable B, respectively. The output of all these operators will be a Boolean quantity, that is, it will either be true or false. Now, let's open our IDE and learn how to use these operators. Here, we have declared two val variables A and B and a var variable for the result. And here we have performed the operations on these variables. Now let's look at the output. Yes, we get the expected results. So that was all about comparison operators. Now let's move on to the assignment operators. So, as the name suggests, assignment operators are used to assign values to the operands. Operands is just another name given to the variables on which the operators are working. So in this example, this equal to sign is the operator and these two variables are the operands. This here is a list of the assignment operators. In this column, you can see how the operator is used. This column here shows the meaning of each operator, and seeing this you will understand what the operator does. This last column here shows the name of the operators. So, this assignment operator assigns the value on the right-hand side to the variable on the left-hand side. The plus assign operator adds the value of A to B, and then this value is stored in variable A. The minus assign operator subtracts the value of B from the value of A, and the resultant is stored in variable A. The times assign multiplies the value of A to B, and then the result is stored in variable A. The div assign divides the value of A by B, and the result is stored in variable A. And the mod assign divides value of A by B, and the value of the remainder is stored in A. Now let's open the IDE again and learn how to use these operators. So this is how we will use them. Now let's look at the output. Notice that all outputs are of type double, since we mentioned the data type of the result variable to be double. So that was all about assignment operators. Now let's look at the last type of operators, that is the increment and decrement operators. These operators are used to increase or decrease the value of a variable by 1. These here are the two operators that are used to do so. This is the increment operator and this is the decrement operator. And this is the function that the operator intends to perform. Now let's open our IDE and practice. So this is how we will use the increment and decrement operators. Let's look at the output of this. Now there is another way to use these operators. This is how we do it. The difference is that here we have used the operator after the variable and here we are using them before the variable. Now let's look at the output of these. Well, surprisingly, the output for both methods of using them is the same. Then what is the difference? Well, we are not telling you this one. It's time for you to explore on your own. So here is a learner activity for you. Go to Google and search on the differences between prefix and postfix increment and decrement operators. I hope you do a good job of researching and finding the answer because there may be a question based on it later in the quiz. And I'm sure you would want to ace the quiz, don't you? Okay, so that was all about the various types of operators. These are the 4 types of operators we have looked at. So, we have learnt how to use them individually. But what if we want to use more than one type of operators together? Well, that's going to be a little tricky. But you remember we had the BODMAS rule in mathematics that helped us decide which arithmetic operator got precedence over the others? Well, it's the same in coding. This table here shows the order of precedence that is followed while dealing with different operators. So that was all about operators. These were some of the basic and most important operators that we will use. There are some more, but we will cover them as and when we use them in our code. Click next to learn more.